Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyana Jala Shalakala Shakshun Militanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutani Swayam Upa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sham Shri Upam Sagajatam Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Shah E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Yari Priye Panchakalpa Tarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, would you like to give me the book on the top there? So there is many places I could have chosen to read about Srimati Radharani. I have a lot of books around me and I don't know where we will land. You know, we can read about Srimati Radharani, of course, from Krishna book. So many pastimes on Krishna books, here with the Rasa dance, Srimati Radharani leaving the Rasa dance, and then you know, the madness of the gopi and the soul of Radharani. We can read about very famous pastime when Uddhava visited Vrindavan, and Srimati Radharani's very famous pastime, speak to a bumblebee, encourage you to be absorbed in Srimati Radharani's pastime today. Also a lot of very nectarian pastime, little bits and pieces everywhere in the Nectar of Devotion. So that's another place where you can read a lot about Srimati Radharani, a place where, of course, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is so much about Srimati Radharani. And then, you know, we may get to read from also the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. You can read there. And what I've chosen to do is to get the guidance of Srila Prabhupada of how to approach Srimati Radharani on Radhasthami or every day of our life, and to really get the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, because in approaching those very intimate topics of Radha and Krishna, it's very important to be under the shelter of the spiritual master, as it could be very easily, as we are still entangled in the mud of material nature, as we are still having material attachment, material desire, that we will confuse matter with spirit, and that can lead us to some weeds in the heart in the form of Sahajahism. And then Srila Prabhupada speak about that in his class. So through the guidance of Srila Prabhupada, then we can approach those pastimes, even so we are not on a platform of pure devotional service. So today I decided to read from Srila Prabhupada's class that he gave in London in September 18, 1969. So Radhasthami Srimati Radharani Appearance Day, London, September 18, 1969. So Srila Prabhupada chant the Mangalacharan prayers that we just did. So he said, today is birth appearance day of Srimati Radharani, Radhasthami. 15 days after Krishna's birth, Radharani appeared. Radharani is Krishna's pleasure potency. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vrikriti Ladini Shakti. The Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has got varieties of energy, as it is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Parasya Shakti Vividaiva Shruyati. Natasya Karyam Karanam Shavityati. The Supreme Lord has nothing to do personally. Natasya Karyam. He has nothing to do. Just like here in this material world, we find some very big man, political head or business head, personally, he has nothing to do. Because he had got so many assistants, secretaries, that personally he hasn't got to do anything. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full with 6 opulences, why will have to do something? No, he has got many assistants. Sarvata Padastat. In the Bhagavad Gita, he has got everywhere his hands and legs. You'll find Krishna. He has nothing to do. He is simply engaged in enjoyment with Gopi and Radharani. He's not engaged in killing the demons. When Krishna kills an demon, he's Vasudev Krishna. He's not original Krishna. Krishna expanded himself. First expansion is Baladev. From Baladev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudev. So by the Vasudev feature, he acts in Mathura and Dwarka. But Krishna, in his original feature, he remains in Vrindavan. One of the greatest fiction writers in Bengal became Chandra Chatterjee. He misunderstood Krishna, that Krishna of Vrindavan, Krishna of Dwarka, and Krishna of Mathura, they are different persons. Krishna is the same one, but he can expand himself in millions and trillions of forms. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anandim, Anantarupam, Adyam Purana Purusham. Advaita, also Anantarupam, still, is Adyam Purana Purusham Advaita. There is no such a distinction. So this Krishna, when he wants to enjoy, what kind of enjoyment he will have? That's a good question. Like if he wants to enjoy, what kind of enjoyment? That has been discussed by Srila Jiva Goswami. Krishna is Param Brahman, Paramatma, then Param Brahman, absolute truth, 3 different features. Someone is realizing the absolute truth as a personal Brahman, Jnani, those who are trying to understand the absolute truth by mental speculation, by dint of his own knowledge, is realizing the absolute truth as impersonal Brahman. And those who are trying to understand the absolute truth by meditation, yogi, they realize the absolute truth as Paramatma. Paramatma is situated in everyone's heart. Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam, Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. That feature, Paramatma feature, and Dantarastam Paramanuchanat Chayantam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That Paramatma feature is one expansion of Krishna. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Atavabu Bahu Naitena Kim Yatena Tavarjuna Ekamshena Vista Vyaham. Ekamshena, when Krishna and Arjuna was trying to understand about potential existence of Krishna. So he explained in the 12th chapter, I am this among them, I am this among them, like that. And he concluded that how far shall I go on? Better try to understand that only one plenary portion of me, by entering this universe, the whole cosmic manifestation is existing. So here is Srila Prabhupada is really making distinction about who Krishna is. And for us to really understand those distinctions, Janma, Karma, Shyamadevya, and to understand the birth of Krishna, to understand those different expansions. And then naturally, like when we understand who is Krishna, then we understand the supreme enjoyer and what his enjoyment is. And that leads to Srimati Radharani. Ekamshana Stito Jagat. This material world is existing on one plenary portion of Krishna. And Krishna enters on Dantarastam, Paramanochayantarastam. He enters within this universe. Without his entering, this universe cannot exist. Just like without the spirit souls entering within this body cannot exist. As soon as the spirit soul goes out immediately, the body is useless. However, the body may be prime minister or anything else. As soon as the soul is out of this body, it is not worth even a farthing. Similarly, because Krishna enters within this universe, therefore the universe has value. Otherwise, it is simply a lump of matter. It has no value. Ekam sena stito jagat. So try to understand Krishna. When Krishna wants to enjoy, what kind of enjoyment that shall be? Try to understand this point. Krishna is so great. God is great. Everyone knows. So when the great want to enjoy, then what quality of enjoyment that should be? That is to be understood, Radha Krishna. Therefore, Swarup Damodar Goswami has written a verse, Radha Krishna Pranaya Vrikriti. The loving affairs of Radha and Krishna is not ordinary. This material loving affair, although it appears like that, but one who cannot understand Krishna, Avajanantima Muda, rascal, fools, they understand Krishna as ordinary man. As soon as we take Krishna as one of us, Manusim Tanum Ashritam Parambhavam Ajananta, these rascals, they do not know Parambhavam. They try to imitate Krishna's Lila, Rasa Lila. There are many rascals. So these things are going on. There is no understanding of Krishna. To understand Krishna is very difficult. Manushyanam sahashreshu kashityayati shidaye yatatam apisiddhanam kachimam veti tatvataha. Out of millions of persons, one may try to make his life perfect. Everyone is working like animals. There is no question of perfection of life. There is no question of perfection of life. The animal propensity, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So everyone is engaged like animals. They have no other business, just like animals, hogs, dogs, all day and night working. Where is stool? Where is stool? And as soon as he gets some stool, gets some fat. Where is sex? Where is sex? No consideration of mother or sister. This is hog's life. So we can see Srila Prabhupada on Radhasthami. He doesn't go to esoteric topics or trying to enjoy those topics. He really prepares us. He really wants us to be grounded in reality, and also the danger of becoming those that our mind will bring down Krishna to our level, Krishna and Radharani to our level. So I appreciated in my Vyasa Puja offering, I appreciated Srila Prabhupada for his ability to really help us and protect us from all the different type of pitfalls in spiritual life. So human life is not meant for org civilization. So modern civilization is org civilization. Also, it is Polish with shirt and coat. So we shall try to understand. This Krishna consciousness movement is for understanding Krishna. For understanding Krishna it required little labor, austerity, penance, tapasya, brahmacharyena, samena, damenacha, tapasya. One has to undergo tapasya, brahmacharya, celibacy. Tapasya, brahmacharya means stopping sex life or controlling sex life. Brahmacharya. Therefore, Vedic civilization is, from the very beginning, to train the boys to become brahmachari, celibacy. Not that modern days, the schools, boys and girls, 10 years, 12 years, they are enjoying. The brain is spoiled. They cannot understand higher things. The brain tissues are lost. So without becoming brahmachari, nobody can understand spiritual life. Tapasya brahmacharyena samena dhamena cha. Sama means controlling the senses, controlling the mind. Dhamena, controlling the senses. Tyagena sochena, cleanliness. Tyaga means charity. These are the process for understanding oneself, self-realization. But in this age, it is very difficult to undergo all these processes. Practically, it is impossible. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna himself, has made himself easily available by one process. Arirnama ekevalam, kalo nastyeva gatiranyata. In this age, Kali Yuga is considered to be the most fallen age. We are thinking that we are making very much advance, but it is the most fallen age because people are becoming like animals. As the aminos have no other interest than four principles of bodily necessities, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So in this age, people are interested with four principles of bodily wants. They have no information of the soul, neither they are prepared to realize what is soul. This is a defect of this age. But human form of life is especially meant for realizing himself, what I am. That is the mission of human life, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. This life is meant for inquiring about Brahman, Paramatma Bhagavan. These inquiries should be there, Jigyasu. They are called Jigyasu, Brahma Jigyasu. Jigyasu is inquiring. As we inquire every morning, what is the news today? Immediately we pick newspaper. That inquisitiveness is there, but we are inquiring about very best things only. There is no desire to inquire about highest possibility, Brahma Jnana. This is a lack of this modern civilization, inquiring about how to earn money, Diva Chapter Aya Ajam Kuntuba Baranerava. Not only in this age. In this age, it has become the principal factor, but in the material world, everyone is engaged simply by those bodily necessities of life. Nidraya irayite naktam. At night they sleep, very sound sleep, snoring, or sex life. Nidraya iridaya naktam. Vyavayenan Chavaya. In this way, we are wasting time. And at daytime, Diva Chate Aya Rajam. And during daytime, where is money? Where is money? Where is money? Arta Iaya Kuntubabarinava. And as soon as one gets money, they then out to purchase things for families, that's all. Shopping, storing. This is the engagement of materialistic life. Out of that, one who is actually intelligent, Manusyanam Sahasreshu Kachit Yadati Sidayi. Out of many such a foolish person engaged in sleeping, mating, earning money, and providing a family with nice apartment and food. This is a general occupation. So out of many thousands of men like that, one is inquisitive how to make perfect this human form of life. Manusyanam sahasresu kachit yayati sidaye. Sidaye, siddhi, means perfection. So this life is meant for perfection. What is perfection? Perfection means that we do not want miserable condition of life, and we have to get out of it. That is perfection. Everyone is trying to get out of miserable condition of life, but they do not know what is the actual position of miserable life. Miserable condition of life. Tri tapa yantana. So this is called mukti, or liberation from the misery. Atyantika dukkha nivritti, dukkha means distress. So everybody is trying to get out of distress, but he does not know. what is the ultimate goal of getting out of distress. Nate vidu. They do not know. Nate vidu swartagati mi Vishnu. One can be out of distress when he approaches Vishnu. Tad Vishnu Paramampada Sada Pashyanti Suraya. Tad Vishnu Paramampada. The Vishnu planet. Just like here in the material world, they are trying to get to the moon planet. But these foolish people do not know what they are again. Even they go to the moon planet. It is one of the material planets. Krishna has already said in the Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka. What to speak of this moon planet? It is very Brahma Loka. That is in your front. You can see every day, every night, and how many lokas and planets they have, but you cannot go there. They are simply trying to go to the nearest planet. That is also failure. So what is scientific improvement? But there is possibility, a Brahma Bhuvana Loka. You can go. The material scientist calculation is that if one goes forward for 40,000 years in the light speed, the light year speed, then one can approach the topmost planet of this material world. So at least in the modern scientist calculation, it is impossible. But one can go. There is a process that we have tried to explain in our small book, Easy Journey to Other Planets. By yogic process, one can go to any planet. Relax. That is the yogi's perfection. When yogis become perfect, he can go to any planet he likes, and the yoga practice go on, unless the yoga think himself that he has made himself perfect to travel to any planet he likes. That is perfection of yoga practice. So these are the perfection of life, not that tiny floating Sputnik laughter. They do not know what is perfection of life. You can go anywhere. A living entity name is Sarvaga. Sarvaga means one who can go anywhere he likes. Just Narada Muni. Narada Muni can travel anywhere he likes, either in the spiritual world or in the material world. So you can also do that. There is possibility. There was a Durvasha Muni, great yogi. Within 1 year, he traveled all over the universe and went to Vishnu Loka and again came back. That is recorded in the history. So these are the perfection of life. And how this perfection can be attained? By understanding Krishna. Yasmin Vigyate, Sarvansha Vigyatam Bhavanti. The Upanishad said, if you simply understand Krishna, then all these things can be understood very easily. Krishna consciousness is such a nice thing. So today, this evening, we are talking about Radhasthami. We are trying to understand the sheep potency of Krishna. Radharani is the pleasure potency of Krishna. As we understand from Vedic literature, Krishna has many varieties of potency. Parasya Shakti Vividayati Truyati. Just like the same example, as a big man has got many assistants and secretary, so that he hasn't got to do anything personally. Simply by his will, everything is done. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has got varieties of energy, and everything is being done so nicely. Just like this material energy, the material world, where we are now living, this is called material energy, Bahiranga Shakti. The Sanskrit name is Bahiranga, external energy of Krishna. So how nicely it is being done, everything in the material world. This is also explained in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suyate Chachaham. Under my superintendence, the material energy is working. The material energy is not blind, it is. On the background, there is Krishna. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti. Prakriti means this material energy. Similarly, this is external energy. Similarly, there is another energy, which is internal energy. by the internal energy of the spiritual world is manifested. Parastasmat tu bhava anya. Another energy, para, superior, transcendental, the spiritual world. As this material world is being manipulated under the external energy, similarly, the spiritual world is also conducted by the internal potency. This internal potency is Radharani. Radharani, today is Radharani's appearance day. So we should try to understand Radharani's feature. Radharani is a pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti, Ananda Mayobhiya Sat. In the Vedanta Sutra, the absolute truth is described as Ananda Maya, always in pleasure potency. That Ananda Maya potency, just like Ananda. When you want Ananda pleasure, you cannot have it alone. Alone, you cannot enjoy. When you are in the circles of friends or family or other associates, you will feel pleasure. Just like I am speaking. The speaking is very pleasing when there are many persons here. I cannot speak alone here. That is not Ananda. I can speak here at night, dead of night, nobody here. This is not Ananda. Ananda means there must be others. So because Krishna's absolute truth is Ananda Maya, therefore, Eko Bausham, he has become many. We are also Krishna's part and parcel to give pleasure to Krishna. And the chief pleasure potency is Radharani. Radha Krishna pranaya vrikriti ladini shakti rasmat. Ekamana vyapibhuvu baha deha bedo gatau tau. Chaitanya kyam prakatam aduna tam dayam chekyam aptam adabhava dyuti. Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So Krishna is Param Brahman. So you know from the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna understood Bhagavad Gita, he affirmed Krishna, Param Brahman, Param Dharma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam. So Krishna is Param Brahman. So in this material world, we see that a great saintly person, simply to enjoy Brahmananda, he gives up everything of material enjoyment. He becomes sannyasi, aham brahmasmi, just to understand that he is in Brahman realization. So if one has to give up everything material for Brahman realization, do you think that Param Brahman, the Supreme Brahman, can enjoy anything material? No. Krishna's enlightenment is nothing material. This point should be understood. For Brahman realization, we are giving up everything material. And how Param Brahman can enjoy anything material. This question has been very much nicely discussed by Jiva Goswami. This is a point, Srila Prabhupada makes that point in the first lecture he gave on Radhasthami, that that people who want to have Brahman realization, they need to give up everything material. So because material enjoyment is stopping, like enjoyment is really like stopping misery. And Brahman realization is so much more enjoyment than any material enjoyment, even the enjoyment of the heavenly planets. And so Prabhupada makes a point that, to get just Brahman realization and Brahman enjoyment, like those who want that, he give up everything material. So Param Brahman is not going to enjoy anything material. And that point is made by all the Goswamis all the time. They bring that point home. Why? Because easily our material mind, is going to try to bring Krishna down to our level, and Srimati Radharani too. So when the Param Brahman, first of all, the Param Brahman information is not there in this material world. Little Brahman information is there, or little Paramatma information is there, but not Param Brahman or Bhagavan information. Therefore, it is said, Manushya nam sahasreshu kachit yadati siddhayi. Siddhayi means to understand Brahman or Paramatma. But out of many such persons who have realized Brahman or Paramatma, hardly one person, can know Krishna, and that First of all, what can we understand about Krishna's pleasure potency? If I want to know some big man, that is one process. And without knowing that big man, how can I understand about his internal affair? Similarly, if we do not understand Krishna, how can we understand how Krishna is enjoying? That is not possible. But the Goswamis, they are giving us information. What is the pleasure potency of Krishna? That is Srimati Radharani. As we have described about the Radha Krishna loving affair in our teaching of Lord Chaitanya in page 264. So if you have that version, 264, you can go there. I did go there to prepare for class. If you have got this book, you can read it. How the reciprocation of loving affairs of Radha and Krishna is there, transcendental. So our today prayer to Radharani, we pray to Radharani because she is the pleasure potency of Krishna. Krishna means all attractive. But Radharani is so great that she attracts Krishna. Krishna is all attractive and she is attractive attractor of Krishna. So what is the position of Srimati Radharani? We should try to understand this day and offer our obeisances to Radharani. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Tapta Kamshana Gaurangi. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Vishavanu Sute Devi. Pranamami Hari Priye. Our business is Radharani. You are so dear to Krishna. So we offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Tapta Kamshana Gaurangi. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Vishavanu Sute Devi. Pranamami Hari Priye. Radharani is Hari Priya, very dear to Krishna. So we approach Krishna through Radharani. Through the mercy of Radharani, then it becomes very easy. If Radharani recommends that this devotee is very nice, then Krishna immediately accepts, however full I may be. Because it is recommended by Radharani, Krishna accepts. Therefore, in Vrindavan, you will find all the devotees, they are chanting more Radharani's name than Krishna's. Wherever you go, you will find the devotees are addressing Jai Radhe. You will find still in Vrindavan, they are glorifying Radharani. They are more interested worshipping Radharani because however fallen I may be, if some way or other I can please Radharani, then it is easy for me to understand Krishna. Otherwise, Manusyanam Sahasreshu Kachit Yayati Sidai Yatatam Apisidanam Kachit Beti Mam Tadvataha. If you go by the speculative process to understand Krishna, it will take many, many lives. But if you take devotional service, just try to please Radharani, and Krishna will be gotten very easily because Radharani can deliver Krishna. She is so great devotee, the emblem of Mahabhagavata. Even Krishna cannot understand what is Radharani quality. Even Krishna also, he says, Vedaham Samatitani. I know everything. Still, he fails to understand Radharani. Radharani is so great. He says that actually Krishna knows everything. In order to understand Radharani, Krishna accepted the position of Radharani. Krishna wanted to understand the potency of Radharani. Krishna thought that I am full. I am complete in every respect, but still I want to understand Radharani. Why? This propensity made Krishna obliged to accept the propensities of Radharani to understand Krishna himself. These are, of course, very transcendental, very great science. One who is advanced in Krishna consciousness and well conversant with the Shastras, they can understand. But still, we can discuss from the Shastra. When Krishna wanted to understand himself, he took the tendency of Srimati Radharani. And that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Radha Bhava Duiti Suvalitam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. But he has accepted the propensities of Radharani. As Radharani is always in feeling of separation of Krishna. Similarly, in the position of Radharani, Lord Chaitanya was feeling separation of Krishna. This is a teaching of Lord Chaitanya, feeling of separation, not meeting. The process of devotional service taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciple and his disciplic section is how to feel separation from Krishna. That is Radharani's position, always feeling the separation. The Goswamis, they also, when they were in Vrindavan, they never said, I have seen Krishna. Also, they were the most perfect. They never said that I have seen Krishna. Their prayer were like this. E Radhe Vraje Devike E Nandan Suno Kuta E Radhe Radharani E Radhe Vraje Devike Cha. Radharani does not remain alone. He, she remains always with her friends. Vraja Devi, Lalita and Vishaka, and other themselves of Vrindavan. So the Goswamis are praying. And in their mature stage, when they were living at Vrindavan, they were praying in this way. Irade Vraje Devike, Chalalite, Enanda Sunokuta. Where, Radharani, where are you? Where are your associates? Where are Nanda Suno, the son of Nanda Maharaj Krishna? Where are you all? They were searching after. They never said, I have seen Krishna dancing with the gopis last night I saw. Everybody laughed. This is sahaja. This is not mature devotee. This is they are called sahaja. They take everything very cheap. Krishna very cheap. Radharani very cheap. As if they can see every night. No, the Goswami did not teach us like that. They are searching after. E Radhe, Vraje Devike, Chalalite, E Nanda Sunokuta, Shi Govardhan Padapa Tale Kalindi Vanye Kuta. Are you there under the Govardhan Hill or on the bank of the Yamuna, Kalindi Vanye Kuta, Goshanta Viti Sarvato Vrajapuri, Keder Mahavivalo? Their business was crying like this. Where are you? Where are you, Radharani? Where are you? Lalita Vishaka's associate of Radharani. Where you are, Krishna? Are you near Govardhan Hill or on the bank of the Yamuna? Gosantav iti sarvato Vrajapuri. So throughout the whole track of Vrindavan, they were crying and searching after them. Keder Mahavivalo. As if madman, Kener Mahavivalo, Vande Rupa Sanatana, Auguyugo, Shri Jivago Palako. So we have to follow in the footsteps of the Goswami, how to search out Krishna and Radharani, Vrindavan, or within your heart. This is a process of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Bhajan, feelings of separation, Vipalamba Seva. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, feeling of separation of Krishna. He was falling down on the sea. He was coming out of his restroom or his bedroom and going out at dead of night. Nobody knew where he was gone. So that was his church searching. This process of devotional service is taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not very easily. We have seen Krishna or seen Radharani in Rasalila. No, not like that. Feel the separation. The more you feel separation from Krishna, you should understand that you're advanced meal. Don't try to see Krishna artificially, but advance in separation feeling, and then it will be perfect. That is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, because with our material eyes, we cannot see Krishna. Atashi Krishna Naamadi, Naabhavet Guyam Indriya. With our material senses, we cannot see Krishna. We cannot hear about Krishna's name, but Sevamukhi e Jiva Do. When you engage yourself in the service of the Lord, where the service begins, Jiva Do. The service begins from the tongue, not from the legs, eyes, or ears. It begins from the tongue. Sevanmukhe e Jiva Do. If you begin service through your tongue, how? Chant Hare Krishna. Use your tongue. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and take Krishna Prasadam. The tongue has got two business: to articulate sound, Hare Krishna, and to take Prasadam. This is the process. You realize the devotees say, Haribol! Prabhupada, don't try to see Krishna. You cannot see Krishna with your material eyes. Neither you can hear about him with your material ears. Neither you can touch. But if you engage your tongue in the service of the Lord, then he will reveal himself to you. Here I am. That is wanted. So feel separation of Krishna, just like Radharani. As Lord Chaitanya teaches us, and engage your tongue in the service of the Lord. Then one day, when you are mature, you will see Krishna eye to eye. Thank you very much. So I'm going to check the time. I have more time. So Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to be with you and be in Srila Prabhupada's mood of worshipping Radharani and glorifying her in a very special way for our benefit. And how is like really making distinction between what is material and what's spiritual. For her to approach Srimati Radharani, we need to make those distinctions first. So I was thinking next we can sing a song that Srila Prabhupada gave us. And it's a song written by Srila Jiva Goswami, glorifying the quality of Srimati Radharani. So I'm going to share the screen and we can do call and response. I can do the call and response, and Vishnu will do the response together. And wherever you are, please sing with us as loud as you can. Sing like a mad woman, like a madman, like the Sri Goswamis. Okay? So this is Radharani. How beautiful is she? And so we are going to sing together. This is a song that Srila Prabhupada sing and also purport on. So I encourage you to learn that song and sing it today. And we are going to sing it together. And for those of you who know it, it's going to be ecstasy. And those of you who don't know it, it's an opportunity to also learn it and feel the ecstasy of Srila Rupa Goswami. So Radha Jai Jai Madhava Deity, her real name is Sri Radhika Stava, and the author is Rupa Goswami, so one of the Goswamis that Srila Prabhupada was speaking about in his class. And it's from the book Stavamala, section volume 6, song 14. So I'm going to sing, and please sing it with me, along with me, loud, for everyone, all the living entities around you to hear. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. 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 Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Damodara Rati Vardhana Veshe. Arinishkuta Vrinda Vipinese. Damodara Rati Vardhana Veshe. Arinishkuta Vrinda Vipinese. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Vrishabhanu Dadi Navashashileke. Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Vishabhanu Dadi Navasashi Leke Lalita Guna Ramita Vishake Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Ite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Ite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite Karuna Makumai Karuna Barite Tanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Kumai Karuna Barite Sanatana Varnita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Goswami Ki Jai. We friends say, Oh Radha, oh beloved of Madhava, oh you who are worshipped by all the young girls of Gokul, all glories to you, all glories to you. You who dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodar's love and attachment for you, O Queen of Vrindavan, which is a pleasure grove of Lord Hari, O new moon that has arisen from the ocean of King Vrishabhanu, O friend of Lalita, O you who made Vishaka loyal to you due to your wonderful qualities of friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna. O you who are filled with compassion, O you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages, Sanaka and Sanatan, O Radha, please be merciful to me. So we can pray like that to Radharani. We can glorify Srimati Radharani. It is suggested and even encouraged by Srila Prabhupada to pray, to take the prayer of the Goswamis and the Acharyas, and to learn those prayers and learn to pray like they do, and not simply go to Radharani, please give me your mercy, please help me. That's also valid, and of course there is part of our spiritual life to do that, and Srila Prabhupada often also encourages us to follow in the footsteps of the devotees and learn to glorify the deities before we ask for anything, including mercy. So Srila Prabhupada, in his first lecture on Radhasthami, he purports on that song. In fact, he sings the song in the middle of his lecture, which is very, very sweet. So I'm looking for... Okay. So since there is more time, I'm going to read that part also. So Srila Prabhupada said, this song was sung by Rupa Goswami. He is a real person, actual person to understand Radha and Krishna. So he said, all glories to Radharani. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Iti. She is so dear to Krishna. Krishna, everyone is trying to love Krishna, but Krishna is trying to love somebody. Now how great she is. Just try to understand. Everyone, the whole world, the whole universe, all living entities, they are trying to love Krishna. Krishna Prema. Lord Chaitanya described Prema Pumarto Mahan. And Rupa Goswami described that You are distributing Krishna Prema. So Krishna Prema is so valuable, but Krishna is after Radharani. So just see how Radharani is great. Just try to understand the greatness of Radharani. Therefore, she is so great. And we have to offer our respect. Radhe, Jaya Jaya Madhavada Iti. How she is? Gokula Taruni Mandala Maiti. Taruni means young girl, young girls. You'll see the picture. They are all young girls, but all of the young girls, but of all the young girls, she's the most beautiful. She's enchanting the young girls also. She's so beautiful. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maiti. Damodarati, Vardhana Veshe, and she always dresses her so nicely that Damodar Krishna becomes attracted by her beauty. Arinishkuta Vrinda Vipineshe. And she's the only lovable object of Krishna. And she's the queen of Vrindavan. This queen of Vrindavan, you'll find in Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, everyone is worshipping Radharani. Rani means queen. They're always speaking, Jai Radhe! Radharani, all the devotees in Vrindavan, they are worshippers of Radharani. Ariniskuta Vrinda Vipineshe. Vishabhanu Dadi Navashashileke. And she appeared as a daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and her companion Lalita and Vishakashaki, and the devotees. So on behalf of the pure devotees of Krishna, Rupa Goswami is praying, Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bhariti. Oh, my worshipable Radharani, you are full of mercy. So I'm begging for you of your mercy, because you are so merciful. Very easily you bestow your mercy. So I am begging your mercy. Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bhariti. Sanakya Sanatan Varnita Charity. Now somebody may say, oh, you are so great, Lord Scholar. You are so great saintly person, and you are begging mercy from an ordinary girl. How is that? Therefore, Rupa Goswami said, oh, this is not ordinary girl. Sanakya Sanatan Varnita Charity. This girl's description is possible to be made by great saintly person like Sanatan. She is not ordinary. So the lesson is that we should not treat Radharani as ordinary girl or Krishna as ordinary man. They are the supreme absolute truth. But in the absolute truth, there is a pleasure potency that is exhibited in the dealing of Radha and Krishna. And Radha's expansion, all the gopis, and Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Thank you very much. Chant Hare Krishna. You can chant. You can chant. All right, you can chant. So, Hare Krishna. I'm going to stop here. And again, Srila Prabhupada tell us to go to the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, and you will have guidance of Srila Prabhupada, nectar of devotion, so many nectarian approach. And then in Krishna book, many pastimes that I encourage you to start here with Krishna book. If you're not familiar with the big pastime of Srimati Radharani in Krishna book, then start here. And I'm going to finish the class by reading all the quality of Srimati Radharani for us to absorb. This is from chapter 14 of the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, and I just need to find the page. Chapter 14 of teaching of Lord Chaitanya. It's on page 121. For those of you who have teaching of Lord Chaitanya with you, and somewhere I have found it. Those were there. Yeah, I have a marker. So before that, you will understand how Krishna never left Vrindavan. For those who are interested in that, why is it that Krishna is only in Vrindavan and Krishna doesn't even kill demons? It's explained in that chapter of the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. And so Srila Prabhupada said, as Krishna's 64 transcendental qualities described above, just before. So Srimati Radharani has 25 transcendental qualities by creation, material, and spiritual. But Radharani can control even Krishna by her transcendental qualities. Such transcendental qualities are described as follows. She is sweetness personified. She is a fresh young girl. Her eyes are always moving. She is always brightly smiling. She has all the signs of fortunate lines in her body. By the flavor of her person, even Krishna becomes agitated. She is expert in the art of singing. She can speak very nicely and sweetly. She is expert in presenting herself by feminine attraction. She is modest and gentle. She is always very merciful. She is transcendentally cunning. She knows how to dress nicely. She is always shy. She is always respectful. She is always patient. She is very grave. She is enjoyable by Krishna. She is always situated on the highest devotional platform. She can give shelter to all kinds of devotees. She is always affectionate to superior and inferior. She is always obliged by the dealings of her associates. She is the greatest among all the girlfriends of Krishna. She always keeps Krishna under her control. So Srimati Radharani keeps always Krishna under her control. She's the emblem of devotees, surrender devotee, a fully given devotees. And she's also the emblem of devotional service. Hare Krishna. Radhasthami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. I'm going to stop here. Hare Krishna. Any comment, question, discussion?
That was nice. She had a lot of good qualities. She only has 25?
She 25, of course, she has unlimited qualities. She's Krishna pressure potency. She has unlimited qualities, and she attracts Krishna, who attracts everybody else. So I will not say only 25. She has 25 that are described.
Okay.
Yeah, 25 described, and of course she has unlimited qualities. Krishna felt the need to come as Lord Chaitanya to understand Radharani. So she has unlimited qualities, so much so that Lord Krishna doesn't understand her. She doesn't understand who she is. She doesn't understand the quality of her love, the quality of her service. Yes. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. Anybody else would like to share something?
Hare Krishna, yes. I appreciate very much when you speak of Radharani. There's so much life and devotion and sparkle when you speak. And yeah, I don't really know what to say. I just wanted to say something so it doesn't end here. Do you hear me?
I hear you very well, yeah.
Okay.
You didn't want the class to end, so you're sharing, and you're sharing that you experience me as sparkly when I speak about Srimati Radharani.
Yes. Yeah, I did want to express my appreciation, and yeah, also in the class, the end of Srila Prabhupada's lecture, when he speaks about not trying to imagine what is Radharani like, that's it's so encouraging for me to because I cannot imagine. I don't have a picture, and I don't want to create one. So to focus on like serving Krishna and getting to know Krishna, and through him getting to know Radharani, and then cultivating the like this calling for Radharani, and not like this, where are you?
Mhm.
Like in the songs of the six Goswamis, they ask, where are you? Not here you are. So I appreciate that a lot.
You appreciate that, and it seems that it's a relief. It's a relief to like just be to allow yourself to be in a process of serving Krishna, praying to Krishna, and then be with Radharani with respect, and being in a place like, yeah, I don't understand. Krishna doesn't understand Radharani. Who are we with our material mind? And then at the same time to be in that mood of the six Goswami of separation, like, okay, who are you? Where are you? I want to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of very grounded and grounding.
Yeah. In a other class that Srila Prabhupada gave in Montreal in 1968, Srila Prabhupada said, the pastime of Radha Krishna for advanced devotees. So we have no material contamination anymore. So that, in one hand, that's Prabhupada's guidance to protect us, for us to understand that it's not something we want to approach cheaply. And he really hammer home that very strongly, because it could be easy to go there, and then it's just like it's staying up spiritual life. And at the same time, in Krishna book, in the Nectar of Devotion, and in a Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, he gives us a lot of information. He gives us a lot of pastime of Radha Krishna. And the way he gives them to us is with his guidance. Yeah. Like he say, go to page 264 of teaching of Lord Chaitanya. And that's really, in a sense, relishable in that way of relishing the pastimes. And then he bring back at the end the groundedness of like, oh, that's not for you. He give it to us and he says, it's not for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually that brings to mind someone who shared with me that she was taught that during chanting she should imagine Krishna. She should think of him and like his image and what he looks like. And then she, she heard that actually Srila Prabhupada, his advice or instruction how to chant is not to imagine, but to just hear and listen, or chant and listen. And she felt such relief. And the same person just recently wrote to me, I don't believe that Krishna looks like this blue boy. And so I'm meditating on how to respond. And I got inspiration today how to respond to her, that it's actually healthy. There's some health. It's healthy to admit and to be honest that I don't see Krishna as a blue boy. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm. It's
honest.
It's honest, like, why? I don't know who is Krishna, and I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what is the blue I was speaking about. I don't know what's a flute. I don't know what's the sound of a flute. Yeah, so you got the realization to support that person that maybe got some guidance about, like forcing an image of Krishna while you're chanting, and you told her, Prabhupada, say, yeah, don't try to force something or meditate on anything. Like endeavor to hear the holy name and chant the holy name. Nice. I'm glad you're supporting that person and you got some realization or inspiration today on Radhasthami to really meet ourselves where we are at, and then take the guidance from the spiritual master, and as the spiritual master guide us to kind of have glimpse. We have glimpse, like in the Nectar of Devotion, is so full of glimpse of this pastime in the spiritual world, and the pastime of Radha Krishna. And he gives us glimpse, and he says, okay, that's glimpse, it's there, and here is where you need to focus. you know, like there is for spiritual life, there is a need for there is two tracks for spiritual life. Needed is to really know where we are at and never lose track with that and know where we go. And Prabhupada is so expert doing both at the same time. There is some process that just focus where I am at, but then it doesn't go very far because there's a limitation for it. And there is some process that only focus where we're going, and that doesn't go very far either because I may think that I'm there. But Prabhupada is so expert giving us two, where I am at and where I am going. Because if I don't know where I am at, I'm never going to achieve my destination. And if I only know the destination and I don't know where I am at, I'm also not going to reach my destination because I will not know if I need to turn right or left, because if I don't know where I am at. So Prabhupada is so expert, like balancing both of those principles. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anandini, for your sharing and enlivening discussion with devotees who is taking shelter of you. Yeah. Anything else? Hare Krishna, Nadini, Shakti Prabhu, go back to Czech Republic.
I'm just going to continue in the spirit of Anandini. Right. Yeah, I appreciated your class and songs. I played harmonium along with you. Yes, and I have like piles of things here and like piles, like I feel like I have worked for 3 weeks, but I want to get done everything today. And I have like Lord Jagannath sleeping in his bed along with Baladev and Subhadra and Ladu Gopal. I'm like, okay, I will just keep them there because that's easy until like the house is clean and I don't need to like take care for them, and my life will be easier if they stay there for like next week or 2. And then you start to speak, and I was like thinking, what am I going to do? And I wasn't even thinking. It was like the first thing that I took them out and reestablish the altar and give them water. And so it is just like so like devotionally inspiring. Like today I slept till noon and I really didn't have any inspiration for anything. But as soon as the class started, it wasn't even like a process of thinking like, oh, I will just keep them sleeping for next 2 weeks because I don't have time for them. This is like the first thing that my heart took me to, and I put Lord Goranitai new picture in their new frame, and they are on the altar too. I feel very happy, like I have it behind the screen, so I'm looking at the new altar. And I'm complete for today with all the tasks.
Yeah, so you could see like hearing from Srila Prabhupada about Radhasthami and Radharani. Prabhupada, she is emblem of devotional service. And so you felt inspired to do, you have so much service you want to do, and so much today, just your first day in Czech Republic, you don't want to do anything, you want to rest and like do so many things before taking care of the deities. And then as you heard the class and heard Srila Prabhupada's class, then you felt inspired. Oh, I'm just attracted to have Baladev and Subhadra and Lord Jagannath out and worship them. Yeah, that's devotional service by hearing about the emblem of devotional service.
Yeah, so that was a dangerous thing to do, to turn the class on, for sure. And I also want to say that I can see like my relationship with Radharani is transforming. So I'm quite happy about it, because like mostly I was just envious of her, or like, who is this person anyway? But like I have like glimpses of like her qualities, like how loving she is and so forth. It's like I feel like after all, like I feel like she's just like so sweet. Like, I mean, Krishna doesn't understand her, I don't understand her either, but I have like glimpses of like how great she is, and my heart is really transforming for that. Like, you know, it's like there is not so much space for envy, because she's like, for like even here, like if someone is like really adorable, then let's just adore that person. It doesn't need to be like, oh, why this person is adorable and not me, like that.
Yes,
So,
you are transforming your relationship with Srimati Radharani, and she's not an ordinary girl we can be envious of. She's she's Ladini Shakti, the pleasure potency of the Lord. She's when the Lord is really want pleasure, that's Radharani and nothing else, no one else. And then you're transforming because you're seeing her compassionate, merciful. Srila Prabhupada, many places, when he speak about Radharani, he always speak like Radharani is so merciful. If we pray to Radharani, she's going to give us Krishna. Because Radharani's mood is kind of the complete opposite of envy. In fact, envy is what separates us from the spiritual world. And of course, Radharani, she's the closest to Krishna, the most intimate, the one that's closest to Krishna. And Radharani's mood, 100% is like, I'm not qualified to serve Krishna, but you are. You, Ladini Shakti, you, Anandini, you, Gajendra, you, Kim, all of us. You say, you are qualified. Please come and serve Krishna. And of course, she does that with her gopi friend. Lalita, Vishaka, come all. So Radharani, she's the most compassionate. And we want to see her in that way. So she's love personified. And whatever love we may feel in our heart is all coming from Srimati Radharani. Yeah.
oh, thank you.
Krishna, thank you. Anything else? Yes, catch.
Super quick comment. I was thinking about what Nandini said about her friend, and I'm just sort of looking at the difference between saying like, well, I don't believe in Krishna, or I don't believe Krishna is this, blue cowherd boy, as opposed to I don't see him at a certain level. It's the difference between saying, to me, between saying I don't believe and I don't see. Like I don't feel like I have doubt about Krishna. In one sense, I see Krishna in many things. I see Krishna on the form, and there's profound experience that can go along with that. That is kind of confirming my belief in the sense of faith. Now, at the same time, I don't see Krishna in the sense like I might drop by your house and sit down with you, and I don't have that level of seeing Krishna. But I would never think of myself as not believing in Krishna, or believing Krishna is, blackish blue, and he has his consort Radharani. Just looking at the difference between between seeing and believing. That's all.
Thank you, Gajendra Prabhu. You're making a distinction between, an attitude like I don't believe Krishna is blue. I don't believe he's a coward boy. I don't believe things like that. Oh, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't understand. I don't understand how Krishna is blue. I don't understand. I don't see, a coward boy, or coming to make a distinction between believing and understanding, or believing and seeing. So that's what you're making, because sometimes believing could put a block in our spiritual life. Or I don't believe, then it's kind of it can become a close-ended way of being, and then become attached to that, rather than I don't understand how Krishna is blue. I don't understand what is blue. What is a flute? I don't see Krishna. I see Krishna in nature. I see Krishna maybe in other people, or I feel Krishna. And often Srila Prabhupada say anyway, we put so much emphasis on seeing, and seeing is not very important, because everything we know is more, we know it, and we know about it, and we believe in it because of our hearing, not that much about our seeing. seeing is not that important, Srila Prabhupada said.
Yeah. And there tends to see anywhere, and maybe I'm afraid that I see. So I remember first, a long time ago, I remember staring at the cover of Krishna book, or even the cover with he and Rani, or even the cover of the Bhagavad Gita and seeing Krishna on the chair. And it just wasn't an ordinary experience. I just couldn't believe the experience of being at the personality of Krishna. Blue person, just the beauty and the experience. I was feeling, well, seeing Krishna or not seeing Krishna. My experience was that I was seeing Krishna, but I don't know objectively how to say seeing Krishna to another person. I mean, in a mundane sense, again, I'm in a room with another person and you're there, and assuming they're not blind, we can look at you and see. But, maybe it's about feeling.
I just want to tell you that it's very difficult to understand what you're saying. Maybe I'm getting maybe one word out of 3 or 4. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a cellular all this time. So I won't try then. I'm just thinking that's all.
Yeah, I'm sorry we cannot really hear you or hear what you're saying. Thank you for commenting and being with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So again, Krishna book, first place to go today, and then Nectar of Devotion, and then also Prabhupada said Teaching of Lord Chaitanya, page 264, which really speak about different pastime of Radharani from Krishna book in that, and then he tell us what not to do with it. Yes, Nandini.
I just wanted to share that this question is still with me. If Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, why does Radharani feel separation? And then Ladini just wrote, it's Radhasthami tomorrow. Also here, it's on the calendar for tomorrow. So today, this class is good preparation for me.
Good.
And I want to be with this question. Why does she feel separation if he never leaves her?
He never leaves Vrindavan. It doesn't mean that he doesn't leave her. He leaves her every day when he goes to like when he goes back to Mother Yashoda, or when he goes to Govardhan Hill with his cowherd boy. He's not with Srimati Radharani.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't say that he never leaves Radharani. He says never leaves Vrindavan.
Okay. It's beginning to make sense.
Radharani is always feeling separation. Even when she is with Krishna, she's feeling separation. Even when she's with Krishna, she's feeling separation, is described in the Nectar of Devotion. So she's always feeling separation. It's her mood. Her mood is to feel separation. And so, like, if she's separated from Krishna, if she's with Krishna, and then, in a Vrindavan pastime, the only time that everyone was with Krishna during the Vrindavan pastime, like Mother Yashoda feels separation when Krishna goes to the pasturing ground with his cowherd boyfriend. She's not with Krishna. Krishna is gone, and all day long she laments, she's in separation. And the cowherd boyfriend, when Krishna go home with Mother Yashoda, they are feeling so much separation because they're not anymore with Krishna. And the only time in the pastime of Vrindavan that everybody was happy, and that's part of the pastime, is the pastime of Govardhan Hill. because for 7 days and 7 nights, everybody was with Krishna. The cowherd man, the cowherd woman, other woman, mother type, the cowherd boys, little friends, the cowherd girls, gopis, everyone was under the umbrella of Govardhan Hill. And for 7 days and nights, everyone was with Krishna. And otherwise in Vrindavan, always someone is feeling so much separation from Krishna. And then when Krishna went to Mathura, which is not really Krishna, it's Krishna with only 60 attributes instead of 64. When Krishna went to Mathura, then it's described, and it's described in Krishna book, I think at the beginning of the chapter, Uddhava visits Vrindavan, is described that Krishna stays in Vrindavan in his bhava form. So don't ask me what bhava form means, but that's how Prabhupada described it in Krishna book. So he never leaves Vrindavan. He doesn't put one step out of Vrindavan. But that doesn't mean that he is with Srimati Radharani.
So would you say that part of the preparation to devotional service or pure devotional service or going back to Krishna is learning to be with this feeling of separation and not numb it and not...
It's from what I understand from the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, which is mainly about the feeling of separation. That's how he leads us to approach Krishna, to developing that feeling of separation. Lord Chaitanya is constantly in separation. Even when he goes into his ecstasy, you just see Krishna, for example, you see Krishna in a bush, and when you arrive, Krishna disappeared. So mostly is not with Krishna, is just in separation. And Lord Chaitanya, he come in the grace of a devotee to show us. Harinam Sankirtan, preach, and that's in that preaching, in that giving Krishna consciousness to others, in the chanting of the holy name, in the congregational chanting of the holy name, we are in a mood of Radharani, we are in a mood of the gopis, and we are developing that feeling of separation more and more. Yeah. So the response to your question is like, yes, that's Lord Chaitanya, Lord Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. Where the 6 Goswami, like you, I know you sing a lot, Sat Goswami Astakam. And that's, yeah, where is Krishna? Where is Radharani? Where? Are they on the bank of the Yamuna? Are they on Govardhan Hill? Yeah. That's feeling. So not numbing it for sure. Not numbing it and allowing that feeling to be experienced, but not in a sarajya way. That's the thing. We need to be very, very careful to not, like to experience it in a way that's humbling, not in a way that gives us pride, because that pride is going to take us away from all spiritual advancement. Yeah, to really experience it in a way that's humbling. Like, where are you? I'm really so fallen. I'm so far away. I'm so full of envy. I'm so full of pride and greed. Where are you? And then that's the way that we can experience that separation in a way that allow us to stay humble. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anandini, for churning the nectar of Srimati Radharani's mood. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Srimati Radharani ki jai. Radhasthami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I wish you, for those of you who are celebrating Radhasthami today, to really absorb yourself in our mood. And for those of you who are celebrating tomorrow in Europe, I wish you a beautiful festival. Hare Krishna.